Hey, Sacred Sisters. So, a little bit about me. Takayu. Who is Takayu? Read my bio below, but I just wanted to give you a formal introduction of myself so you get to know me a little. Um, well, this class, the first class, will be Herbal Magic 101, which will be a prerequisite to elemental magic, earth magic specifically. And the plan is each element will have a prerequisite, which will be free, and it will be lots of valuable information in there. And then the following will be offered on a what is the word? Quarterly basis, depending on the season. So each elemental class will be offered during the elemental season. So look forward to that in the future. But as of now, you have your free Herbal Magic 101 course. And by the end of this course, you will have your own Materia Medica. And what is a Materia Medica? That's a Latin word for pretty much medical, like a medical journal. And we're going to learn about herbs, the properties of herbs. We'll have pages. We'll learn to make pages, case studies. Some of these things that I've done for myself. Like, for example, you'll put your kids in the book. You know, especially if you're a mom, you have kids. Or if it's just yourself. You put yourself in the book, your ailments, your issues, whatever. So pretty much you're going to know what herbs you need to take on a regular basis, what certain foods you should be eating. And these are the type of things you'll put in your case study. And then you can also update as far as certain things that you're trying as to if it's working or not. Overall, the book will be for herbs, for you to put your herbs in there, herbal properties. So basically, it'll be something like a scrapbook, herbal journal scrapbook. You know, it's kind of cool, kind of fun. I can't wait to dive in and make it. But by the end of this course, you'll have the book done. So I got into herbs way back. Right now I'm 42, and I'll be 43 this summer. I got into herbs about 18, 19. It was about 19 when I discovered I had gallstones. 19, actually no, it was about 20, somewhere around 18, 19, 20. But after my first son, I had him at 20, I was diagnosed with gallstones. And pretty much they told me they needed to cut my gallbladder out, blah, 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 blah. And that just did not process very well in my brain. My brain was like, you will not be cutting anything out of me. So luckily my father had some herb books, you know, particularly the Back to Eden book. I love that book. It has some very practical methods that you can use on your own. But make sure to consult your healthcare provider. You know, make sure that you're in good shape and that any of these herbs are not interfering with any medications you may be on. Also, I went to a local herbalist that was nearby. It was an African herb shop that was near my house, and I consulted her because I just refused to accept that they had to cut my gallbladder out. So I did my own research and I figured out things that I need to do. And basically, I used the herbs, which it was a lot of tonic herbs, pretty much. It was a lot of tonics, a lot of gastrointestinal issues. Any tonics, like herbal tonics for your digestive tract. Stuff like woodroot tonic, Casera Sagrada. All of the most bitterest, most terrible tasting herbs are the ones that help your digestion. But anyway, it was a lot of that are tonics. So I had some of that, and then also I learned how to do my own enema, which the average person's like, oh, enema. But I mean, would you rather clean your colon out yourself or get colon cancer later on? But high enemas. I learned how to do high enemas from the Back to Eden book by Jethro Kloss. Excellent book. It's an excellent book. He gives you lots of information. So I started doing that, and let me tell you, the gallstones it was not just mild gallstones. It had gotten really bad. It had literally blocked my bile duct. The duct where it's supposed to help your bile go through so that you can have a bowel movement. And I would eat, and it just was not going down. I would feel nauseous, extreme pain in the gallbladder area, and I would throw up. The only way I have to throw up, but then that would still upset my stomach. It was quite miserable for some time, and I have to say it's not for everyone. It's better to use preventive medicine than to wait till you gotten pretty bad, you know. But I'm just a stubborn kind of herbalist, you know, and I really believe in my own healing abilities. So I was able to do it. Like, so for example, my mom asked me what I did, you know, and I tried to tell her, but she ended up getting her gallbladder removed, which that was good for her. But it's not for everyone. You got to be someone who believes in this herbal medicine, herbal healing. You got to be someone who, first of all, adjusts your eating and your dietary living, exercise, even if it's as mild as walking every day, because I'm no athlete, but I do a lot of walking, and I do stretching and yoga, and I try to eat at least 70% raw, as much as I can, sometimes between 50 and 70. I'll eat like salads, cucumbers, apples, as long as you're getting some raw and lots of water. 3, 2 or 3, I'm not sure. But anyway, you just gotta change your lifestyle. It's not like wait until you're dying and then try to fix it. Herbal medicine is more of a preventive. It's like you use it every day. Culinary chefs use it. You use it every day in your kitchen, and it's time that you know clearly what you're using it for. Like in the kitchen, you have cumin, you have turmeric, you have paprika, you have all these things, and these all have medicinal properties. Some help to digest the meat better, break down the fats. You know, that's basically what you're learning. So when you cook, you know what combination to put together. And so eventually, back to the gallstones. That was the first thing that I healed on myself. And this was in my 20s. So now 42, I don't have any gallbladder issues. I keep my system moving. And also, there's other things that I've done that help to, you know, some detoxing methods, flushing your system, fasting. There's lots of other things that you can do to keep your system going. But in general, I found that when someone gets sick, a good laxative will get your system back. Because a lot of times, your colon is just backed up. There's a lot of times why you get sick. You put all kinds of crap in it, and then your body's reabsorbing it, or it's not getting out. And years and years and years, you know, I'm 42 now, and I'm just getting to a balancement, you know, where I feel. And I'm not fully where I want to. You know, I was about, after my last son, I got to like a size, I got to like 240. I was getting scared. I was getting like almost 250. But now I'm like down almost back to 200, on size 18. And you know, my goal is probably about 14, maybe 12. We'll see. But I personally don't feel like it's all about necessarily you have to be the skinniest person. It's about health, because in my experience, I found that I've seen some really slender people still suffer from diabetes, high blood pressure, all types of issues, because it presents itself differently in different people. And but just work with your body. That's the main thing. Take your time. Don't beat yourself into submission. Take your time and learn to love your body and listen to its cues. And over time, I was a total chocoholic. But I realized it was a lack of magnesium. And I started adding magnesium to my diet, and I've eaten chocolate, and I realized I just don't want as much as I used to. Because a lot of times it's minerals you're lacking, or hormonal imbalances, and all these sort of things. But anyway, over time, you know, I did the hot compresses over the gallbladder region. I did the high enemas, and I did the tonics. And over time, my body adjusted and expelled some of the gallstones. Like, I didn't literally see them, but the issues went away over time. And it wasn't overnight. It cleared slowly. And then, occasionally when I fall off track and I eat bad, I feel it back up. And then I'm like, oh, I know I got to flush my system. Then I do it again and flush it. Up until now, I've jump-started my system a little because I've lost about 20 pounds because I was stuck at a certain weight. And no matter what, it's just hard to lose. But I started fasting. I would do 2-3 day fasting with DE. And then it's like my system started like, oh, it's like sort of like rebooting a computer. So, if you're having trouble getting over a hump, like balancing out your body, sometimes you try a little fasting and it's like a reboot to your system. So, over time, I had no more problems with the gallstones. And that was tonics and things that I had took with that. Also water healing, hot baths, hot compresses. And then the second thing I had to heal for myself was asthma. I was not born with asthma, but I lived in New York for a while in one of these old buildings. And after I stayed there for about a year, I was running for a bus. And then I started wheezing. And I'm like, oh my God, it was like, and that never has happened to me. And I was like, I never had asthma. Where's this coming from? So I went to the doctor. And he said I had asthma. And he was like, there's no cure. You just take this inhaler. And my brain was like, yeah, okay, I'm taking this inhaler for the rest of my life. So I consulted. There was another woman I knew who was in the herbs. And she told me basically take anise, lobelia, and kinesia. Anise, lobelia, and licorice. And get some outdoor exercise. So I started jumping rope outside, taking those herbs. And sure enough, several months, it cleared up. No asthma. So as well as my kids and my mom, like right now my mom, she's had many operations and issues. But since she's been living with me, she's pretty balanced. She still takes her medication, but I make sure she eats certain foods that helps to keep her balanced. Because I don't want to just, she's not the type of person who will eat healthy. So keep her on, let her stay on her medicine. But I supplement it. But, she won't really cooperate with a healthy routine. But anyway, that among other things, I have 4 boys, I've taken care of many colds, fevers. One of my sons had ventricular septal defect, we had to nurse him back. I gave him echinacea when he was little to help his immune system. And then I gave him hawthorn root because he had a hole in his heart, and I knew that hawthorn was supposed to help with strengthen the heart. And years later, when we went back to the doctor, they said that the whole scar tissue had grown over the hole. And it was, just check every 3 or 4 years. So I believe it was the hawthorn. And also, echinacea, I proved that works. They say echinacea builds up your white blood cells. So, my son, the same one with the hole in his heart, I started giving him echinacea. I went to the doctor, and they were like, oh my God, he might have leukemia. He has lots of white blood cells. And I'm like, no. I said, I've been giving him echinacea. He don't have no leukemia. So I stopped the echinacea, took him back to the doctor. White blood cell went down. So that was my proof that echinacea does increase your white blood cell count. And for those who don't know, white blood cells fight off infections, etc., etc. Infections, bacterial infections, parasitic infections, bacterial infections, viral infections. So what else is there? So I went and I got my natural health certification at Stratford Career Institute. That was a homeschool. But other than that, I've been practicing since my 20s. I've tried growing. I'll tell you right off, I'm not the best green thumb person. But I know the properties. I love working with them. I love making tinctures. I love making mixtures and potions. I'm a fire sign. I'm trying to get my green thumb going. I've grown things. I've grown some lettuce. For some reason, peppermint loves me. I can grow peppermint. Peppermint just grows for me. And catnip. Go figure. Bast, if you know me. But those just grow for me. Perhaps because I'm not the most attentive, in order to grow plants, you kind of gotta really be on it. Sometimes I'll get distracted and forget. So probably I grow better to things where I don't have to pay 100%. Anyway, I'm practicing on the growing of them. But what you will learn in these classes is pretty much how to use your creative spark to make your own magic in your own life. The basic bottom line of each course will be a magic book, pretty much, in the end. Herbal Magic book, which will be under Earth Magic. And stay tuned to find out what the other books. We'll have the Fire Magic book, the Water Magic book, and the Air Magic book. But for now, we're starting with Earth. We're going to have the Earth Magic book. And the beginning of that will be Herbal Magic 101 on You Are Sacred University. And right now, that URL may change, but the URL is the letter U, the letter R, dash, sacred, dash, university.teachable.com. And if I got that wrong, check in the link. I'll put it at the bottom. But I may update that link to make it a little easier. But for now, that's what it is. You Are Sacred University at teachables.com. Thanks for watching. Leave me messages. Join up for that free class. I'd love to see you. Leave your comments. I'd love to meet you. I'm going to start having some live DIY herbal magic classes. So look for that. Don't forget to subscribe. Follow me on my blog. Check me out on Facebook. Thank you.